everyone. I I am very grateful that everyone could join uh, for today's online webinar. I am extremely thankful to each and one of you who uh, who took out some time from their important schedule and be a part of this online webinar. We would be starting right now. We have waited for 5 minutes, and we feel that we should start right now because there are other people who would be speaking as well. So let's begin. Yeah. Okay. So good evening and welcome to everyone present here. I am Vedant Vikram, and I am one of the co-founders of Mission Brain, and I will be discussing what exactly Mission Brain is. Okay. So what is Mission Brain? Mission Brain is a non-profit organization that aims to advance neurosurgical care and neurosurgical expertise all over the world. I believe that you all might be knowing that in today's world, access to healthcare is not something which we all have, and this is mainly because it is so very expensive, and that this is one of the major reasons why people cannot afford it. And I think this is why our organization is so very important, and this is how we come in the picture. So, hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what we aspire to do essentially is that we aspire to assist the healthcare system, and not only that, but also we aspire to partner with multiple healthcare professionals from all over the world, from across the planet, and and we hope to reach out to those people who really need life-saving treatment. And yeah, this is what more or less this is our main goal. So initially, this humanitarian organization was started by two individuals, namely Dr. Quinones and Dr. Michael Lawton, and they are two US-based neurosurgeons. And in fact, I would like to touch upon both of them individually. So coming to Dr. Michael Lawton, he is one of the best cerebrovascular surgeons in the United States. In fact, he co-founded Mission Brain along with Dr. Quinones, and he accompanied Dr. Quinones in multiple outreach trips to Mexico as well as the Philippines. Now, coming to Dr. Quinones, he happens to be one of my favorite people, in this entire organization. And I would like to, say a small, I would like to speak more on him. So essentially, he was born in the small town called Mexicali, which is very close to the border that separates the United States from Mexico. And as a child, he was very inquisitive and he had a lot of questions. And he was a dreamer. He dreamt a lot. And as and when he became 19, those dreams solidified, and he decided to jump over the border that separated the United States from the Mexico, and he entered the US as an illegal immigrant. So during his initial days, he worked as a migrant farm worker in a tomato field. But soon enough, he realized that this is not something what he wanted to do. He wanted to study. He wanted to educate himself. But the only issue was that he didn't have any money. He was broke, and so in order to sponsor his education, he worked during the days and he studied during the nights. And as and when the time passed by, he progressed from being a student to being a college student, and finally becoming the associate professor for neurosurgery at the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. And finally, he is the head of neurosurgery at the Mayo Clinic, Florida. And when you hear this, when anyone hears this, this is truly motivational. It gives a person a sense of motivation. It gives a person a sense of inspiration to do better in everything. And I assure everyone who is in this meeting, we would be working with such individuals, not only Dr. Quinones specifically, but also similar individuals like Dr. Quinones. And that's why I feel this organization is so very important. Now, when they founded this organization, when these two people founded the organization, this was back in 2011, and ever since then, this organization has just expanded. And I'm very proud to say that we are over. This organization has achieved over 50 chapters all over the world. Um, and so when they were when they were in the pipeline of finalizing this entire project, they came down to three main goals, which were treating people, empowering people, and educating people. And this finally formed the goals of Mission Brain, which is this organization what we are talking about. So let me explain each of the goals individually. So when we treat people, let's come to the very basics. We all are medical students, soon to be future medical doctors, and our primary goal is patient care, and we treat people. We treat people no matter who they are, no matter where they come from. We treat people, and we treat people equally. And this was one of the main ideas what Dr. Quinones was, uh, you know, what he wanted to tell the majority of the people, especially the healthcare professionals. And during the course of being a member of this organization, you will have multiple opportunities to collaborate with such people, with such doctors, with such healthcare professionals from across the planet, from across the globe, and we would be reaching out to those people who really need efficient treatment. Now, coming to empowerment, in this organization, we empower our friends, we empower our families, we empower such organizations, even the members of those organizations. All in all, I just want to say that if you become a part of this huge family, you will surround yourself with those people who would constantly push you to become the better version of yourself. And soon enough you will realize that you have acquired so much, not only in terms of knowledge, but not in terms of knowledge, but also as an individual. You have learned so much. And I can say this for a fact because in this organization, in our chapter, I work with such distinguished people who are so extremely hardworking, and they are so dedicated to this project. And I am happy to be a member of this particular chapter. Now, coming to the last point, which is educating people. Personally, I feel this is a very important aspect of this organization, because without education, a person is ignorant. And as I mentioned before, we would be partnering with different healthcare workers, and they are the same people who would be educating us, and after we have acquired the knowledge and the skills, we would pass this knowledge and the required skills uh, to the people who we are targeting. And if you think of this in a deeper sense, it is like a circle. So you are receiving a knowledge from a particular person, and then you are giving it back to the society. And in this way, you are creating an awareness, and you're promoting this entire organization. And this not only enables a particular person to grow, but also it enables the entire Mission Brain community to grow as a whole. And honestly, honestly, I believe that this organization would sooner or later change, how this world works, and it would definitely impact the entire healthcare system. I just want to conclude by saying that, we aspire for a better practice, and we are hopeful for a better tomorrow. And why I'm saying that is that because we are in such a field that we are medical students, and we are responsible, and we are answerable to the healthcare system. So it is on us. We are the future of this system. So it is completely on us that we have to take it forward and make the best out of it. And now I just want to be more specific about our chapter and what are the roles of our chapter. So I would be giving it forward to Gurjeet, who would be enlightening us on what our chapter is about. So over to you, Gurjeet.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So the network of chapters was initially established in order to achieve the main goal of education, because these are extensions of the main foundation, which is located in Boston. So it's actually applied by medical students, because we have to formally submit an application. We sent our CVs and the letter of intent on the 14th of April, and we received the email of confirmation on the 15th of May, so just 1 week ago. And we started organizing all this to inform you about such a great opportunity, because chapters are also a way to learn. And that's how their initial founder And not only Dr. Pione and Dr. Michael Rojan, but also Michael Cullen, one of the volunteers, wanted them to be. So they wanted them to be an opportunity for students to learn about the local healthcare system and ways to improve it. And now they also have a specific website, which first was included in the main website of Mission Brain, but now it's part of a completely different website where you can contact all the members. And our chapter is officially registered as well. So the reason why they founded this is because for Michael Rojan, the beginning of everything is actually the teaching mission. When he went to this Mission Brain trips, what he wanted to do was first of all to empower the community, because he thought that by giving them the tools to advance their career and enabling them to gain that knowledge to provide a better care for all their patients, he would actually bring more than a change than just providing those expensive tools that are still necessary. And that is how he also started a new series, the 7 series, in order to bring videos of neurosurgical operations to students that could not do that during the pandemic. So the idea behind Mission Brain is actually that of connecting not only surgeons and hospitals to patients, but also to establish a network of students and professionals who are interested in the same field. Because if you think about it, many students who are interested in neurosurgery or neurodegenerative disease can connect with other students who love the same aspect, who are passionate about this career and will pursue it in the future. And the idea of Dr. Pinon and Dr. Rojan is actually to build the new leaders of neuroscience. And in order to do that, they not only connect the students with other students, but also with professionals, with partners that are part of Mission Brain, because Mission Brain is a project made not only by students and chapters, but also by professionals and neurosurgeons who will giving us lectures and advancing our knowledge in this field. Because within a chapter, there are some benefits, but there are also some responsibilities. The main responsibility we have is organizing fundraising events. But in exchange, you have to consider that Mission Brain is, after all, a volunteering experience. We're volunteering our time, we're volunteering our efforts in order to establish a better tomorrow for a lot of people. We will have monthly meetings. Well, for now, we organize weekly meetings actually, because the people who started this chapter, as Vedant said, are highly committed, and they dedicated more time to the project in order, because these are just the beginning steps, and we have to work a lot in order to advance our chapter and to bring the change we want to see. The social media coverage and the promotion are also a valuable part of the chapter itself. Many of you know us through our Instagram account, and that's why we have a dedicated department only to that. But remember that we also contacted the other members to their Instagram account. And even though it's very hard to organize everything within a week, as you can see, there are 5 different chapters, like 5 different chapters from all over the world that have come to join us, and they did it within a week, just because it's a way to establish a network of highly committed and dedicated people. And obviously, we will submit an annual report reporting all our activities. And in exchange, Mission Brain offers us a great opportunity, observership and outreach trips, which are a great way to learn from the neurosurgeons themselves. So at Catholica, since every chapter established their guidelines, like how they want to organize the work, we decided to divide the work in 3 main areas. The first is the awareness. The awareness department will take care of doing research, not only about other, and brainstorm ideas in order to organize the events that we will then do, not only with the university, but also with the professors. So they will take care of not only the monthly meeting, but also the content that will then be published in our social media account. The social network is an essential tool, not only because we have the website, obviously, to connect with the different participants, but we believe that it's a great way to get to the students. In fact, many of you have contacted us through our Instagram page and not the email, or I don't know, a more formal way, because it's a way to be present and to be in contact with other students. And finally, the fundraising events. So they are the core of Mission Brain, and they ask us to organize at least 1 fundraising event annually. We will try to do more than that. And don't worry, it's actually possible because that all the different chapters have organized many events in order to promote the ideas behind Mission Brain, and they've always been successful. But I think Carlotta can enlighten you on the several examples of activity that exist and that are the heart of the chapter.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carlotta Ranalli, and I'm the head of the Social Network Department. I'm really glad to show you all the activities and opportunities that this wonderful project will offer to us. Firstly, as Gurjor, we have the fundraising that I think is one of the most important aspects of all the chapter, because the funds that are generated are then directly pumped into the main organization, and they are used to sponsor surgeons so that they could be accessible to places which are lacking surgical care. And also these funds can be utilized in bettering the medical facilities, and also they can be used by the respective chapters for planning activities like, for example, Run for Mission Brain, as well as bake-off events, and also other events that can make people aware of our project. Then another really interesting aspect are the seminars and also talks. In these events, we will be inviting surgeons and also other doctors from all over the world, and they share with us their surgical expertise into neurosurgery and neurosurgical advancement. And this will be very, very beneficial for all of you that are interested in follow a pathway in your career, basically, in a surgical specialty. Then another part is the lecture and webinar. Lecture and webinar are offered by the neurosurgeons that are partnered with the Mission Brain. And there is a little bit differences between lectures and webinars. The lectures are really specific on a topic that is decided before the lecture, and the topics are basically neurodegenerative disease and also some specific cases of tumor. And just for example, a typical lecture may be about pituitary cancer, in which a doctor show and comment on a neurosurgical operation. So they are really specific cases. And instead, in the webinar, yes, there is also the part in which you have neurosurgeons, but it's not strictly related to the neurosurgical files, because, for example, one of the last webinar organized by Mission Brain was about how neurosurgery will evolve in the time of COVID-19, but there were also doctors of other specialty. So we have a more amplified vision. And then we have obviously the empowerment talks, and we would like to organize these talks where we invite the other chapter from all over the world. And in these talks, we basically try to focus on addressing issues specific to our chapter. And this is a way to contribute in the establishing of a relationship between the chapter and the chapter members. Then another really interesting aspect is the possibility, the aspiration to invite the Dr. Quinals in our hospital, basically Gemelli, in Rome. And we wanted to have a sort of meeting between the Dr. Quinals and one of our neurosurgeons, so that they could discuss about some issues specific to our hospital, as well as in the USA. And finally, the outreach trips. Okay, this I think it's also very, very interesting, because these trips are planned by the doctors and by the professor, and we as active chapter members have the possibility to shadow these doctors, and we can really understand, okay, we have just always a vision from outside, but what is the real medical system and how it works? So this has all the opportunities that this fantastic organization give us. And now I think that I yield the floor to Gurjit. So.
And now we will actually ask all the other partners that have joined us in order to explain their experience.
Sorry, Gurjit, I think there is some problem with audio.
Okay, so Gurjit, do you want us to start presenting? Till then, you can, connect your audio and get the issues settled.
Yes, Soumya, you can start presenting your screen.
Okay. Can you please give me the permission to screen share?
Sure. Gurjit, could you please do that?
Okay, yeah, give me a second.
Okay, perfect. Take your time.
So hello everyone. We are the Mission Brain India West Zone chapter. Just a second. Can you see the slide?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. So let's start.
Okay. So hello everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Unicatt chapter, for inviting us. Your presentation was awesome. Your insight towards the future is also awesome and inspirational. So guys, we are the Mission Brain India West Zone chapter. I am Kenisha Shah, Vice President of this chapter, and I am currently studying in the third year of my medical school.
I am Soumya Joshi, and I am the President of the Mission Brain India West Zone chapter, and I am studying in the final year of my med school.
So we are the co-founders of this chapter, and we aim to create a platform where everyone could share their ideas for the betterment of the community without any hesitation. We would work our level best to treat, educate, and empower.
Okay, so basically this is our first event. Like we can say it is the first event that we guys did. As Gurjit explained you guys that after the acceptance, this is a sort of induction session for you, right? So we organized an offline event in our hospital, and we explained all the, you can see that I'm explaining the students of first and second year of med school in the dissection hall of anatomy about what are the advantages and what are the benefits of, joining the Mission Brain organization. So, we had a great response from the first offline induction session in our hospital. And it is, not practically possible to, go in each and every hospital to conduct an induction session. So we had many inquiries regarding how you guys work, what function do you do, because, they loved how we conduct events and all. So then after, I think, 15 or 20 days, we planned an online event. And we gave all people an insight about how we work and how we function, and even people loved, and we got many more inquiries after the online induction session. And currently we are operational in one hospital, in one particular, in our medical college, but we have expanded into 12 different medical colleges of Gujarat, and we are eagerly planning to expand in Maharashtra and Rajasthan soon.
So this was our first on-field event, which was the blood donation camp. The blood donation camp was carried out in 2 phases. The phase 1 was dedicated to educate the community, the slum areas where they are not aware what blood donation is. We also eradicated the myths regarding the same. And phase 2, it was the blood donation camp itself. We collected 80 bottles of the blood, out of which 10% were literally the very rarest of the blood groups that were actually needed. We also had such cute patches pinned to our aprons as our identity. We love this concept, which was suggested by one of our volunteers. And this entire camp wouldn't have been possible without our volunteers. We had total 14 of them, and the guidebook about how we conducted the blood donation camp and each and every step of our journey is posted on our Instagram page in the highlights. So this was a very good experience for all of us, as this involved communicating with the community. This involved managing the situations. It also involved empowering. We also empowered our volunteers to create the posters in the vernacular language, that is Gujarati, so that we could increase our outreach. Collecting 80 bottles was not easy, but it was definitely possible for us.
So that is about our, the offline event that we have. Now we have an upcoming events in this week. We have an online quiz in which we have a total of 80 registrations, which means there are total 160 medical students who have registered for this online quiz, which is on the topic clinical vignettes of infectious diseases. Because people love to take part in quizzes. People love to answer USMLE type questions and all. So right now this quiz is only for the Indian students, but we promise you that in the upcoming events we would love to do a quiz at the international level, so that different ideas can be discussed. Different, we can see how different brains work, because each brain is capable to do outstanding things. So that is about our quiz Synapse 1.0. And on the 28th of May, that is the Menstrual Hygiene Day, the World Menstrual Hygiene Day. We are going to distribute sanitary pads in the slum area of Gujarat. And it is basically it is a camp for 3 months in which the volunteers will give the sanitary pads every month, and will empower the women to what to do and what not to do during their menses. So, it was great. I would like to thank Vedant and Gurjit for giving us this outstanding opportunity to be here in front of all of you guys. And we look forward for future collaborations, and let's change the world together. And I promise you guys one thing, that we are surely collaborating with each and every chapter which is present in this meet, so that because see, each individual is so blessed that he has a particular thinking that no one else can think of, right? So all of us can come together and make great changes in the world. Like Dr. Q loves to say that we all are different neurons at different places. We all need to form synapses to change the world together. And for this, you need an excellent team. I am blessed to have a wonderful team. I and Kenisha, we are so happy that, once you get a right team, your work becomes quite easy. So, I wish the Mission Brain Unicatt chapter all the very best. And I know that you guys are going to shine very bright. So all the best for that. Just a second. Yeah.
I'll share the screen. I can even now I'll share the screen to present the other chapter. Carlotta, can you introduce them?
Yes, of course. I'm pleased to introduce the BUAC Mission Brain of Mexico. So it's the Benemérita Universidad Autónoma de Puebla, if I'm not wrong. Can you continue?
Thank you. I want to thank the Mission Brain Roma team for the opportunity of this space to talk about our experience as a Mission Brain chapter. The creation of this team arises from the need to bring together students interested in neuroscience in our university and in our state of Puebla. We are the first student society with an interest in neuroscience in our city. So we started as just 3 people, but over time, our family grew to the point today we are almost 30 people. In addition to those who are yet to join in the future. The next one, please. Thank you. In the photo of the right, we can see almost all the family, and I do want to say that we are very happy to work together. In our Instagram page, we usually upload some fun facts or curious facts, but sometimes we do some dynamics, or we just upload webinars where in these pages, like Instagram and Facebook, we used to invitate the population to join our mission. And these pages, we want to diffuse the neuroscience knowledge and all the health knowledge, not just for medical students, but we want to diffuse this information for the general public. Even we want to say something that we want to create a program in what we can make together the students and the research. So Renato is our research director. If you want to say something, go ahead, please.
Of course, thanks, Paco. I hope you all can hear me. So yeah, we are in the process of this project that is called Neurosearch, like an approach to research. It will be the traduction of un acercamiento a la investigación. So the objective of this project is share with university students research experience of recognized researchers of many institutions and universities of our country. At the moment, we have organized 14 classes that are finishing on October. There are so many doctors, researchers, and professors of our own university and other national hospitals, or even we have intervention of international doctors and researchers, like Dr. Oscar Gongo of Zambia. We have Dr. Iván Pérez Niri and Dr. Daniel San Juan of Instituto Nacional de Neurología y Neurocirugía, like National Institute of Neurology and Neurosurgery. And we have many others, doctors and professors of our own university. And if you want join at this project, you can do it now. Just follow social media, search in our social media this publication, and you can click on the links that we have attached to this publication, and you can join us at any time. So yeah, that's it. That's what I could say for neurosearch. Paco, if you want to continue.
Thank you. Yes, we want to invite you to everyone to our project of neurosearch, because we want to create not just a network in Mexico. We want to create a network of neurosearchers in all the world. We want to create the knowledge. We want to improve the knowledge in the world. We want to the young students can have an idea that they can continue, and why not just looking for the new knowledge. As you can see, and in the photo of the right, most of the members of our family are in the image, and we are very happy to be able to come of them. They are truly people with many dreams and many goals, who have worked hard and hard and hard to achieve everything they have done. So the next one, please. One of our biggest events was the Neurolovers. We wanted to celebrate the Valentine's Day and love with this event. The Neurolovers consists in a series of webinars and lectures where the speakers are very professional and neuroresearchers want to explain what happened in our brain or in our minds when we are falling in love. So I think that the principal element charging in love is not just the heart, it's the brain, and we are loving the brain. For that reason, we are part of Mission Brain, because we love the brain. As we mentioned it in our Instagram and Facebook pages, we used to upload some fun facts and curiosity facts. But as you can see, our principal public is the Mexican and Puebla state. So the major part of our content is in Spanish. But I hope that if we create a big network of work, in the future we can upload things in English and why not in Italian. So talking in Italian, I want to say you something. I campioni non si fanno nelle palestre. I campioni sono fatti qualcosa di profondo dentro di sé. Un desiderio, un sogno, una visione. Hai che desideri che sogni quella visione per creare cose enormi. Conta su di noi, in ogni momento avrai sempre una mano a Mission Brain. Molto successi. Grazie mille.
Thank you so much. That was so lovely. Thanks a lot to all the other chapters also for joining for India. I know it was very, very late for you guys due to time zone, and brought to sharing such a wonderful experience. We will continue with the other chapters, and in this case, we have the Universidad Andina del Cusco, Peru. I hope I pronounced it right, and they were also so supportive. So thanks a lot to all the Mission Brain community. I will leave the floor to them.
Uriel Tagle is the president of Mission Brain of Universidad Andina del Cusco, but he can't join us today, and he sent me a message about it. He said, "Good morning, dear friends. Here, Uriel Tagle from Mission Brain Universidad Andina del Cusco in Cusco, Peru. Now I am on my way to Machu Picchu for an emergency. I would like to invite you the entire Mission Brain community to Machu Picchu. I'm sorry to have to be absent, as doctor, as difficult. I would like to extend through the president of Mission Brain WAP my congratulations of the Mission Brain of Roma, wishing them great success and hoping to collaborate together in the future. Thank you."
Thank you so much. And our next speaker is actually an Italian chapter. We would like to say that in Italy, we are the third chapter, because before us there is Pavia and Humanitas University, and we're the fourth in Europe. So I will leave the floor now to the Pavia chapter. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, yeah, our slides are right here. First of all, thank you for this opportunity and to, introduce and combine our forces. We started it in January. So we're two founders, Federico. They're like also third-year medical students like me in Harvey School of Medicine. So because we did all the introductions and everything, I will just talk about the two things since we started, two events that we participated. One of them will be managed by us, as you can see on the Neuro Talk in the slides. We did a combination of a day, like we did, we wanted to make a neurology and a neurosurgery day. So we first, we did it physically and also in hybrid online at the same time. So we got the most participants as possible in that means. So first we started with neurological test, which you can see on the next slides actually, that students actually practiced, all the cranial nerves, and they first learned it from a neurology resident from our hospital, and they were able to go through 1 through 12 like that. And following that, we had a neurosurgeon, and he's on his second year, and he went through how a life is in a neurosurgeon's life. One day, how the shift starts, and what do we expect in a neurosurgery residency in Italy. So we wanted to give everyone, who is entitled to neurology, neurosurgery, like, what their life after medical school can look like. And finally, a good friend and one of my professors from Istanbul, Turkey, He's an anatomy professor, head of the department. He explained us the seventh nerve issues and problems and diseases that's just occurs accordingly with that. I think on the next slide you'll be able to see that a little bit. Yeah, here you can see again the day in neurosurgery, and also the test continues right here. And yeah, facial neuroanatomy, paralysis and outcomes. The last part of the section was according with that. So we made like a combined event like that, and we've been able to answer a lot of questions that the students might have in the end who are thinking about neurology and neurosurgery, which is our main goal, as I believe so. And that was very good, and the feedbacks were pretty good. And it is just something that completely in our focus. And on the second event, I can talk about hackathon, which most of you, I believe, heard about. It was pretty nice. It was pretty interesting. What happened was in the hackathon, what is Mission Brain is looking for, right? We are looking for reaching out, trying to combine this, opportunity, creating the equal chance of opportunity for everyone. Not equality, but equity is what we're looking for. So the cases that we got for the hackathon, basically, it's a weekend and you get something on a Saturday. Like you can on the next slide, maybe it will be easier to explain on that on the next slide, that there's a program. So they give you the program, right, early, usually like at the end of Friday, and then Sunday morning you have to do your pitch. It's just 3 minutes, and they tell you what to work on. So it was like finding a solution for low and middle income countries that will be, applicable, suitable for them, economically viable. So all that, and then you make a presentation and you just present in 3 minutes. So this is like, we participated and we liked it so much, but more than that, like you hear about 25 more ideas over there that from the people who care. And all the Harvard team was there, MIT team was there, Dr. Q was there. So it was a great opportunity to meet them as well. So it gives you a great idea about the big picture, and also what our role can be in that while we are doing our science, while we are doing our, being physicians. So I think this kind of activities, really creates a feeling of family. And again, I'm thanking, Rome chapter in that means, because these things today can be a minor thing, but again, when we do all these minor things all together, one after another, then things are becoming really concrete. So yeah, I mean, if you have any questions about our experience on this, I would love to answer. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mission Brain Flavia, for joining us, especially because you're in it for the end. We can learn a lot from you. But also there's another chapter in Italy, and it was the first one to be started. I believe our president Vedant can introduce them, and their Big Humanitas chapter. I will leave the floor to them now.
Thank you so much, Gurjeet. Now we finally have Mission Brain Humanitas joining us from Milan, and we have the president and the co-founder of Mission Brain Humanitas, Adrian Suffer. In fact, he was the one who motivated me specifically to start the chapter, and I'm so proud to say that we are here because of him ultimately. So thank you so much, Adrian. I leave the floor to you, and please enlighten us as to what Mission Brain Humanitas has to offer.
First of all, sorry for joining late, and thank you really so much, Vedant, for what you said. Actually, it's all your you all did it, and actually this is just the beginning. I know that you're gonna do great things as a chapter. So congratulations for being here. I'm very honored to be here. Actually, Ludovico had an emergency, could not come today, so I am doing the presentation. Do you have some? We have like some slides, or can I feature mine? Because also I have also some updates that I can give. I don't know if Ludovico sends you the slides or I can do it.
The slides, so it's up to you if you want to present them.
Yeah, let me share then the screen because I have my updates. So if it's not a problem,
yeah, perfect. It's
perfect. Great. All right. So do you see my screen?
Yes, Adrian, we do see your screen.
Great. All right. So let's see. All right. So first of all, this is our university, because for those actually who are not from Italy, from Milan, as you can see here, we are more in the south of Milan. It's like a campus, and it's an international medical school. As you see here, Milan is in the center, and actually we are more in the south, so in the periphery. But it's a great new university, actually. So this is where actually our chapter was born. And this is actually our team. So first of all, to put it in a historical perspective, we had actually 4 members, 4 co-founders at the beginning. These are my co-founders, is Ludovico, Sofia, and Giorgio, who actually made all of this possible. From there, actually, we went to be, in the first semester, almost 25 people. And here you can see a dinner that we had. We were not all here, but actually most of the people were joining, and actually we had this great activity together. And today we are more than 65 members. So we are really growing in just less than 1 year, and we are so excited about it. And we look forward really to connect and grow more also in the future. This is actually our board. We decided we'd actually want to give you some updates regarding how we are trying to build things weekly and monthly. And this is actually what we did. We decided to have a board, which is actually made by 2 people, the vice president and treasurer, Ludovico, who are in this case in charge of managing all the problems of our chapter, all the issues, and also coordinating different chairs. Because as you know, our structure is divided into 5 different chairs, and so we have this centralized also way to connect together. So here you can see just a very recent meeting that we had with Mike Pullen. As you know him, he's actually one of the members of the Mission Brain Foundation. And actually we are working on the treasury, because in this moment we are trying to become an official, let's say, organization, a non-profit organization here in Italy in order to have our bank account. So it's something that actually I think we suggest that you start to think about, because in this way you can manage your funds, and we actually it's the best way also to grow in the future. So we are working with Mike, with the treasury, we're making it possible. So this is actually just some type of work that we are doing, because we have 2 of our fundraising members, Giorgio and Martino, actually are not here, but we want to congratulate them, because actually they're making these great efforts of finding some gadgets for our chapters to sell them. For example, what we did in Easter, and then I'm going to show also one slide, is that we sold this actually colombe, which are Italian traditional dessert for Easter, and actually we raised very large amount of funds. And then also we're having some battles, and we are trying also to raise also and to build new gadgets in order to raise more funds. All right. So what we are doing also is this great empowerment talk series that is just maybe so in our social media. We're trying every 3 weeks, more or less, to have 1 chapter invited in order to give them, to talk to them, to try to brainstorm together, to empower each other. And so we had actually recently also Harvard, and we had also Mexican chapter with JP connected. And we look forward also, we had India like the first time. So we look forward also to grow more and to do more of these activities in the future. And this is actually recently the empowerment talk with Mexico, and actually we had also another one with Harvard just recently. It is not featured here, but really was a great way to connect and also to build together. So what we do here is just, connecting each other, trying to find some way to work together, and this is actually what we try to do. We have also some collaboration with other associations here in Italy. The CISM is like an international level. It is like a medical association of students, and we are trying to build some bridges there and trying to have some projects together. So this was a recent meeting. And then we come here to actually our great event. It is the arrival of Dr. Q in Milan. And as you can see, this will be the so-called Q Milan Mission Brain Day. It will be structured in 2 different parts. We're going to have an internal run activity with Dr. Q and with the chapter, of course, of Humanitas Pavia, and we look forward also to have you as Rome chapter joining us. And then in the evening, when I have this great event in the auditorium, open to everyone and free. And actually, this actually was a great idea of Dr. Q to structuring 3 different parts. The first one was a screening of this episode. The second part will be a question and answer, and the third one will be actually a campaign ceremony lottery. So lottery ceremony, sorry. So why is that? Because actually, okay, so first of all, here is the running activity, which are some details more shared here. We can see we're gonna try to do a great also tourist, you know, a way of seeing the city. So actually Rome chapter, if you want to come, we are looking forward to also show you some beauty of Milan. And actually, of course, Dr. Q will join us, and this is the date. And so, yeah, as I was saying, actually, we have this campaign to raise funds that we are just launching now. Today, we're going to also feature it in our social media. And the idea is actually to have to raise some funds, of course, for Mission Brain, for the arrival of Dr. Q here. And at the end of this event in the auditorium, we're going to have this ceremony. We're actually going to draw some the winners, and of course give them the prizes, exciting prizes with Dr. Q. So we come here very briefly to some also updates from the different chairs. As we said, actually we have 5 different, we have 5 different chairs, and one of the most important, of course, is communication. So what we are doing here is actually trying to promote our social media, and as you see here, we have actually Instagram, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn. We're also looking forward to open TikTok, and actually we're really trying to also have a YouTube channel. So we're trying really to grow, because we know that communication is has a pivot role in actually promoting our chapter and the foundation. So also some great projects are coming. The Brain and Food Association, for example, is one of a great project that they're trying to build. This is a great team here. You can see the picture, and we look forward to grow more in this sense. Then we have the research chair, and here we're trying to work to introduce medical students to the research field. We know that here in Italy, at least, it's very difficult to have this bridge between the education and the research during medical school. So we're really trying to fill that gap, and we are trying to really have some great opportunity for students to learn how to do projects, but at the same time also to publish, because we know that it is very important, especially for going then abroad. So this is the team. Actually, new members are coming in, and these are actually new members. We are almost 22 in the research chair, so really great, a very large team, the largest team actually that we have. This is a recent article that we published actually, and this was the first work of our chapter, where actually we joined different medical students with the Department of Neurosurgery here at Humanitas, and we studied the relationship of augmented reality and neurosurgery. This was a great work published actually in Frontiers of Surgery. So really excited to do also more projects. And as you can see here, we have some different projects now, again in neurosurgery, more specifically in the brain cancer field, in the vascular field, but also in the global neurosurgery field. We're looking also forward here to try to help in underserved areas, also under the research point of view, because we know that research there is very important to promote education and the values of the foundation. So we have also having actually a great project, which is the podcast project. Here is not featured, but the idea is to also have some interviews around the globe of great leaders, of also chapter members around the world, to try to have some podcasts and then to publish them in the social media. So this is then coming to the third chair actually listed, which is a networking. And these are again some members joining now, because we have also more members. Some updates very quickly here. What we are trying to do is build bridges between chapters and also associations. So what we did recently is contacted the Upsurgeon company, which is actually an Italian company of technological advanced, let's say, instrumentation for the surgical field, in particular neurosurgery. So we are just having an event will be launched in the next semester with them, and we're trying to build some practice, some simulation, because the idea is to again try to introduce medical students to the so-called education field, to the practical field of neurosurgery. Because at least here in Italy, the problem is that till the 5th year, we have not the possibility to join the neurosurgical department. So, of course, people that actually would like maybe to build the path before, they need to be introduced before to a neurosurgery field. And in this way, as in the research field, in the long term, we hope to bring some development in this sense. So, of course, Italy is not underserved area, but we know that there are some important gaps to fill, and we're trying to do it in this way. And then again, the last actually chair to feature is the education one. And as you see here, education is trying to, again, build everything around the education value of the Mission Brain Foundation. And what actually here we have a great professor, Professor Servadei, who is the chair of our department, one of the leaders of global neurosurgery, who is helping us in different projects. And one of a great project is a neuro manual. What we're trying to do is, by medical students, trying to build this manual about neurosurgery, neurology, neuropharmacology, to have an easy tool to, let's say, let patients know what actually a disease is, what actually a surgery of a neurosurgical procedure is, and try to also raise some funds with it. So once we're going to do it, the idea is to sell them around the world and try also to raise some funds. So both promote education, but also the fundraising point of view. Is a very actually promising project, and it's very tough, but the team is working very hard. And also there are different ideas that actually are coming up. So it's a very beginning for us. For example, here also we have the medtech part, because here at Humanitas we have not just medicine, but there is also a medtech course which joins engineering with medicine. So the idea is to also have some technological point of view, and so try to really join together the efforts as medical students to empower, in this case, the foundation, our chapter. This is actually another event of the education team. Usually, I think you saw it in the social media, we are having this expert series when we invite some different hosts, in this case, that can talk about their experience. We had recently a Mexican doctor who actually joined, talking about his book. And actually we're going to have many great, actually other great speakers that are coming. So very excited about that. This was actually our Harvard event that we did just recently, and we were really just 2 weeks ago, and actually was a great event to join together, and we look forward to do also with other chapter right here, so maybe the next semester. So actually this is it. We didn't have some other slides to feature, and it's just, I mean, we wanted to give you a really perspective of how we are trying to work, and use this presentation. We use it also to update our members. So it was just really an insight into our chapter of how we are working. And we hope we can, I mean, it was helpful. And of course, we look forward to learn also from you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Adrian.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Actually, this is extended to all the people that took part, of course, in this call today. But since we are a new chapter and we just got started recently, we were wondering, like, if you had any particular advice to give us, since, of course, you've already been through it. So, yeah, thank you.
So, about what perspective? Like, do you have any particular? Because
yes, I mean, in general, how to get it started in the most effective way and less time consuming, of course.
Sure. So, of course, you need to have, first of all, I think very important is to have people who are motivated, because it's very important to be surrounded by a team who actually wants to work and wants really to build something based on the value. So the idea is, of course, to have an application process. Don't just let people join without having an application process, because this means, in this way you can see actually who is motivated or not. So, for example, what we did is actually open an application based on the CV, based on a letter of a personal statement, let's say, based on a project proposal, and also an interview. So very strict, let's say, application process, but we had many applicants. So the idea was, of course, to have a screening in this way. So this is the first advice. The second thing is try to structure your chapter. So the risk is that if you become a lot of people, it's difficult then to manage. And we are actually facing some difficulty. So the idea is try to divide your, and as you're doing, or I think because Vedan told me, try to divide your chapter members in different areas, and at the same time keep a centralized structure, so that people in the different areas know how can connect each other and how can do if they need help, etc. So of course not too much divided, but at least give some chairs, maybe some areas. We decided, we said, okay, because for any, I think every chapter needs to base it, needs to structure it based on which are the values and which are the things that they would like to achieve. So for example, what we said is here in Italy, we know that we cannot maybe have a direct impact on treatment because Italy is not an underserved area. So what we can do is help based on the education and on the empowerment value, which are the two of the three values of Mission Brain. So to do that, we said, let's have an education team, and then to empower, let's have the fundraising team and the research team. And these are the three great areas. Then we have networking and communication, or more actually general chair, to connect and to manage the social media. I think then, I mean, with experience, you're going to learn the best way how to manage your chapter. It's not because I can give many suggestions, but the idea is that we are learning based on our experience. So you're going to make mistakes, you're going to have problems, but I think if you are motivated and you're surrounded by motivated people, you're going to have a lot of success. So of course, let me know. I mean, we are here to help you, and we look forward to, you know, do also many things together.
Thank you so much, Adrian, for answering our questions and also for the beautiful insight. I have just one last question. That is, what is the relationship between like Mission Brain Humanitas and the University of Humanitas itself? Like, did you have some resistance from the offices? Do they host your events, or do professors take part in it? What did they thought of this when it initially started, and now that it has become such a big initiative? Does it have a positive impact not only on students but also on the teachers themselves?
So the idea is, I mean, if I understood correctly, the question, the idea is what we did is I mean, our perspective was we want to be independent. So we don't want to be under the university, you know, wing, because we know that the more independent we are, at least here in Italy, the more independent we are, the better it is, because there are a lot of, you know, paperwork stuff. So we know that then it could become difficult to express at best ourselves. So what we said is we have already a foundation on our background. We have already some values. We're already a team. We're already a structure, let's say. So we don't need the university in this sense, at least at the beginning. And so what we did in the first semester and also now in the second one is try to build all our project without, let's say, the help of the university. With help, I don't mean, because of course we did some activity here at our university. We just asked the help, you know, to promote a project or to do something. But the help, I mean, not being linked officially to the university. So we don't have actually a support from our university. But now we know that to grow, we need it. So what we did is try to see and to explore which are the best way to officially link our chapter to the university, but not just to link our chapter to the university, but more for having a bank account, because we know that we want to be officially also independent in this sense. So we are exploring different alternatives, and we have actually a treasury team working on that, and we now are trying to become an officially non-profit organization. And of course, university in this sense could help. So my suggestion at the beginning, if there is no need at the beginning, try to just grow and build yourself without I mean, officially being recognized by the university. Of course, you should ask them maybe to use the logo, etc. But then when you grow and when you have to become, let's say, structure 100%, of course, it's something that you have to think about.
Thank you so much, Adrian. That was very clear, and we will think about all the advice you've given us today. Are there any other questions from the public? I will take that as a no. And the final thing is, of course, thanking all the Mission Brains that joined, and also thanking our team that has organized all this in just 1 week. Adrian, I love your advice of having highly committed people initially in the team, because when we had to organize all this in just 1 week, it was so hard, but yet Lorenzo was able to, you know, make our video in just 2 hours. Carlotta shared all our posts on time by lunchtime, even though I assigned to work in the morning. Yuri made all the posters within 2 or 3 hours. Nakia and Barbara were immediately peer-reviewing all our stuff from awareness. And of course, Vedant was following all this from India and from Dubai. So the initial team that has founded this chapter is actually a very strong team. And we are looking forward to have the members as well But remember, it's a project that has its benefit. It has a lot of, it's not only networking, it's also getting those lectures, it's also getting in contact with the right neurosurgeons that can then help you to, advance in your career. But it's also volunteering experience, and it requires hard work. We will not try to do it in so close to the exam, and that's why the meeting was on the 23rd, and there was a little time to organize because I wanted to keep it separate from the exam session. But again, volunteer for this only if you have time, because we're looking for very dedicated and committed people. And I will leave instead thank yous to all the chapter members that have officially joined us in this meeting to Vedant.
Thank you so much, Gurjeet. Once again, I would like to thank every one of you who, have taken out their time from their busy schedule and were able to join this this online webinar. And I would thank all the 5 chapters, starting from Mission Brain India, Pavia, Peru, Mexico, and last but not the least, Milan Humanitas. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And please, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any queries, please feel to contact us on our Instagram handle as well as on our Gmail account. We would love to answer your queries and your questions. So that's about it, and we can finally terminate today's online webinar.
Yes, so thank you so much to everyone for joining. We will look forward to hear you on our Instagram account. And goodbye to everyone. Thanks to Carlotta, thanks to Vedant, and thanks to all the Mission Brains for presenting.
Thank you.